Hello, everybody. My name is Dina Mitchell, and I am the Executive Director and founder of the Realize Foundation. And I'm here today with Karine Thomas, and we are talking about our second Scars to Stars book that is going to be launching in September, September 22nd of 2022. And so if you haven't heard of our book before, we had one come out in February, and you can go to our website at the bottom of this video, therealizefoundation.org, and you can find information about our last book. You can watch our last book launch event. You can watch all the videos from the first book on our YouTube channel. So all of that is available to you. So I want to introduce Karine Thomas, and she is one of our authors, and she actually wrote a chapter in the first book as well. And so, Karine, I want you to tell us a little bit about an overview of what your chapter is about.
Okay, real simple, real fast. So the chapter is really about my entrepreneurial journey and what I learned along the way and what I want to teach other people. I mean, I'm going to give you an example of one of the things that I've learned is that as an entrepreneur from the very beginning, we all think that we have to wear all of the hats and do all of the things necessary. If you're an entrepreneur, you understand that. If you're not, we are the accountant, the telephone answerer. We do all of it, everything before we get to do the work that we chose to be an entrepreneur for. So I wanted to kind of distill that myth a little, because what I learned is that had someone given me some tools, I would not have done all of that with my business. So I am really trying to share that with others so that you know that we don't have to work 50, 60 hours a week. I know we all wear that like a badge of honor, but it's not real. We don't have to do that. And so I've learned that delegating is a real thing and it is possible. We all have A personalities. That's why we started businesses for ourselves. However, delegating will make you feel a whole lot better about your business and why you started it. So that's essentially the crux of the book.
Well, thanks. I think I can relate. I've been an entrepreneur. This is my fifth time, I think, and it's just what you said. And even when I wasn't an entrepreneur and I worked in hotels, I would think it's a proving myself method to work 80, 90, 100 hours a week, which is ridiculous.
It's
But
not healthy.
in the hospitality industry and the event industry, as we both know, it's pretty normal,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So we need to do something about it. And I appreciate your perspective and your story about your experience. So I think it will help lots of people.
I do too. I hope it will. I hope people are not afraid to really just step out of what appears to be the norm, what they've been told is the norm.
Mhm.
Hey, we can shake this up. You don't have to be in that pain.
That's true. It's very true.
Okay.
So what I didn't say at the beginning is the book is a compilation of 18 people telling very vulnerable personal stories about a struggle in their life that they have overcome and how they did that. And it's everything from like Korean entrepreneurial journey to invisible disease to addiction. There's all kinds of stories in this book. And so just because we're talking about entrepreneurship doesn't mean that that's the only people it's for. I just
Right.
wanted to make that clear.
Mhm.
So Kareem, will you also tell the audience what was your experience writing this chapter or being part of this project and what it means to you?
So, after doing this the first time with the previous book, which was really quite an undertaking because I had never written anything before, something that I know would go public. Um, this time around, it was a lot easier. In fact, I felt like I wrote the chapter much faster and I didn't have as much angst around what I was writing. The whole process, Dina really makes it easy to go through the exercise. We meet on a regular basis to talk about what we're going to do first, next. And the editor is really, really, really helpful too. I mean, once you put your stuff down, she is in meetings to help you understand how you can get started writing. Just write your thoughts down. The fact that you just write for the sake of it. Then you can go back, review, and rewrite. I didn't have to rewrite too many times. I think I rewrote once, and when we got to the point where the editor came back with the book to ask for changes, the only thing I could think of is I didn't love my picture, and I didn't necessarily put my information in properly, or my company name, which, by the way, is Absolute Events by Corrine. I may not have put that in the book, but really, I didn't have that much of a change. So I felt really, really good about writing this time round. I don't have the anxiety I did with the first chapter. So my message to everyone is, if you feel like you can't write, start writing. Just put your thoughts down and then rearrange them afterwards. It can be quite, it's also a little healing too. And you learn more about yourself too in writing. So I'm grateful for the opportunity. Thank you so much, Dina, for
Oh, you're
providing
welcome.
that.
Well, I'm thankful for your both of your stories that you have shared, and one, the first one, you guys will have to read the books, but the first one was a very personal story to Karine, and
Yeah,
the second one is more about her business, but it's still very personal. So
yeah.
they're very different stories that she has written in the two different books. So I want to also let everyone know that all of the proceeds from our books go to the Realize Foundation. And what we do there is our mission is to reduce suicide statistics through human connection. And what that means is we use conversations and community and personal story to reach people in a struggle, to let them know they're not alone. And I think we do that with virtual events, we do that with our books, and we've seen huge response. I mean, huge compared to what I thought it would be in the beginning.
Hmm.
We've gotten such great feedback about our events and our books, and so we're planning more and more of all of it. So this book launch event will be virtual. It will be on September 22nd of 2022, and it will be 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that's 3 to 5 Eastern time if people need that in a different time zone. And I think that it the people who came to the first book launch, like I think the hardest thing I ever did was hit end on that event because nobody wanted to leave. And
Yes.
it was so much fun, and it was so much great conversation. We get in
Yeah.
breakouts, we get to meet each other, we get to hear all of the authors talk about what their story's about. So it's really exciting to be at those events, and it's not a lot of time. So I hope that you would join us. You can register at therealizefoundation.org and go to the events tab, and you can register right there, and we will keep you updated with information. So
Indeed.
Karine, do you want to say anything else about maybe the book launch event or just the community as a whole before we?
Well, the one thing I will say is that the community that this has created is pretty phenomenal. And, the way people have shared their own personal stories, just to be able to have a chance that somebody may read and feel not so alone, and, maybe make a different decision about how they feel about something, is pretty extraordinary. So I'm grateful that I get the opportunity to be a part of that. And I love what you're doing. I think it is something that is needed. And, while my chapter about my entrepreneurial journey, I would love if that would help another individual who is struggling as an entrepreneur. Some of the other stories that are being shared, some of those personal stories, I know for sure will help another human being. So I am. I'm excited about the project. I will continue to be a part of this project because I now have this thirst for writing. So I think I will continue writing.
That's
So
great.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's yeah, it has become a really awesome community, and we do have a Facebook group called Scars to Stars that you can find on Facebook and ask to join, and we would love to have you. And again, I hope you join us for the book launch event on September 22nd. And
And
what I
go to the Realize Foundation. That's where you
yeah,
get
yeah,
all the information.
we have all the information from all the books and all of our events and everything on that website. We just redid our website, so I'm super excited about that. Um, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take both Karine and I off the screen so I can show you a graphic for the new book, and you can see the cover and what it looks like. And we hope to see you there.